Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the
of the
United
United States of America
and
and to the republic for which it stands,
one
one nation,
under
under God, indivisible, with
with
liberty and justice for all. All right. So we can start off as we do, as is tradition, asking for public comment. Hearing none, we'll move on and plan to come back to that at the end of the session. So Rory, what's going on with the strategery in town hall?
So I've not had a chance to follow up with, I tried to follow up with Rob. He happened to be on vacation when I did. Public Works, Jordan, who is one of the leads in Public Works, is leaving the town. And so Tony DePrimo's been focused on replacing him. And then since February tax receipts came in okay, he's got 2 years of capital projects to do. So I've been working with him on putting together RFPs for our garbage contract, a scale for the transfer station, a storage building for Public Works. So all this to say, we have not discussed the strategic plan very much. We had the senior staff meeting
yesterday, right?
People.
Rory, before you move on to that, just because you mentioned quite a few things that seem like items that would be an easy fit into a strategic plan. You know, putting those things, the scale, the weigh station, all that kind of stuff feels, you know, if you're doing it anyway, it feels like it could be perfect tasks to put into a strategic plan without adding any agita.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a possibility? You just sort of say, you know what, we're doing this anyway. Can we use this as, you know, proof of concept?
You mean like when Tony and I sit down and we talk about the strategic plan, we start to put something together for Public Works, include these items?
I mean, as much as I would love to see a full-blown strategic plan from Public Works, I'd be happy to see even just these items put into plan format, if that's all I can get.
Okay.
I mean, you know, you're doing them anyway. It feels like there's steps. There are different components to getting a scale. You know, it's very.
The primary action would be like, you know, getting the scale, and then you'd have maybe 5 steps below it of what you need to do as the steps, and then they would have deliverables and who the owners are.
Right. So Tony DePrimo is the owner.
Right. Well, Rory might have a piece in it. You know, that's what I mean.
Right.
The breakout.
Yeah.
So.
The RFP is a step.
Yep.
And like I said, as much as I'd love to see everybody humming along with these perfectly crafted plans, I'd be satisfied to just see somebody doing something, even if they fail.
Yeah, I was gonna mention, Rory. Did Tim Connors show you anything that he has been working on? Any chance?
Not
yet.
That I recall.
Okay. Because I actually worked on his strat plan with him.
Okay.
And he was supposed to present it to you, so I didn't know when he was gonna do it.
I did not. I'm trying to recall. Yeah, I believe he was at the senior staff meeting. I'll have to ask him.
just mention that, I heard you're working on the strat plan and see where he goes with it. Cause we got it. It was close to done when we were done, But
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is just that I think, I'm sure for last month's meeting, but Malia in my office had left and gone to New Britain. And so just without her in the office, I have to do everything that she used to do that has to get done. So, but I believe this week we sent an offer to one of the candidates that we interviewed. So I should have much more time coming up soon once we get the young man that we are offering the position to is excellent, and I feel like he'll hit the ground running. So I've already Anne-Marie, Chris Pelosi, and I have a weekly strategy session at the beginning of each week, and I mentioned to her when as soon as that seat is filled, that I want to focus on the strategic plan, because I have been unfortunately kind of ignoring it the past 2 months, just trying to stay afloat. But we absolutely can include these things for Tony DePrimo. I think that's actually a great segue into how not that he's not on board, but just to say, like, Tony, you're already doing these things. We just have to kind of document it a little bit.
it makes it cleaner to communicate to you. All he's got to do is communicate the things that he's not going to make. All the stuff that he's going to make, he doesn't have to say a word about. That's how you have to kind of tell him is, listen, Tony, we know you're going to get this stuff done in the time frames you're going to do them, but there's going to be certain items that you might not make. All you got to do is report those to me. And you use the strat plan as your core, piece of paper. Even your staff meetings, I don't know how long it takes for your staff meetings. It looked like it was an hour and a half or maybe more, was it?
That's just how long I put in for the Zoom meeting. Usually it's about an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
I mean, the theory could be you really could just spend time on what's not going to be done versus what is working well and going to be done in that time frame. It helps from a time efficiency standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, the issue, because while I haven't sat down with Rob and Tony, I did, reiterate, as I do before every meeting, like, make sure you give me an update on where you're at with the strategic plan. And so people are speaking to the items, which is, I guess, an improvement, right, over, say, last year. They're going through and they're saying, well, for this item, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. But I'm not getting documents, which most of the 1 year plan were inventories and kind of like recruitment plans, et cetera, et cetera. So I think what probably will be helpful is maybe if I assign deadlines that aren't December, because as of right now, these things should have been done in December. Could have been done in December, really. So I feel like unless we say that they are due before then, we will get them for December of 2021, which is not what we want.
I also think that this is an opportunity for, Anne-Marie is going to be coming to speak with us. This might be a good opportunity for her to get the data that she needs from the team. So maybe if she's willing to step in and say, hey, you know what, I'm going to need the answers to these questions and the updates on these items, maybe that's an opportunity for her. I'm just putting that out there without expecting a response. So.
Well, I mean, speaking of that, we usually try to time it April and October. So do we want to schedule that?
I think we should. I think even if she doesn't have anything miraculous to report, I feel like getting in the habit is a good place. Sort of knowing that it's coming. It's sort of like, and I think your idea of giving a short deadline to, sort of an interim deadline to the team, is a good one. Because I mean, if tomorrow never comes, then you can find 27 things to do rather than, worry about what I got to do in December. And then, oh, shoot, it's December. Yeah, I didn't do it. I didn't even try.
Also,
So
tomorrow
can I,
comes sounds like a Bond movie.
can I share something with you guys?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna give you, I actually had, it was nice because Tim reached out to me and he said, listen, we've been talking about the strategic plan. Did it come through yet or no?
Not yet.
Okay. He said, I've been talking about the strat plan and I'm not sure, I'm not clear. He said, can you give me like a little bit of assistance? So he sent me what he sent me and I marked it up and sent him back this. And basically I kind of thought about his role from a vision and mission, standpoint. And then I kind of had him list the things that he does. And I put it into more of a form that said, of what he would do during the course of the year. He's got to fill in the timelines. That's probably why you don't have it yet, Rory, I'm guessing.
Okay.
But, this is kind of the example I was trying to give him of what he can provide to you on a, before your meetings. So all he has to do is color code, where he is in the timeline zone of, when he's going to get it done and what, and then just tell it, like for you, all you got to say, if it's red, he didn't make the date he has, he's saying, I didn't get there because of these reasons. Very clear cut of what he's planning to do over the course of the year. So I didn't know what he had, certain lists that he needed to grab. I said, I didn't know what they were. So he was going to add those. There were some town project closeouts he wanted to add for the end of year. But this is what I was envisioning for you, that if you would receive it before your staff meeting, let's say, and all you had to do was kind of whip through if it's on goal, you don't care. You just say it's on goal and he's going to make he's communicating to you that he's going to make the goal he said he's going to make. And then if it wasn't going to make goal, he's got to, explain here in this box really quick in a brief statement, hey, I'm not going to make goal because of these reasons. So it just becomes more repetitive and it's a go-to for him. So he knows what he's doing throughout the course of the year, and, he really, when I was done, he was like, he bought in. So he was like, I get it. So we'll see if he finalizes it and gives it to you, because I think that's going to be the telltale sign. But that's what I was kind of envisioning for you, what your staff should be giving you, or that the staff should be giving you, and the progress that they're making towards a year.
I think actually this is sorry.
He has to put the date, all these items, I said, and again, and if he wasn't going to get it done this year, I said, take it out, but he's got to put the dates of when he's going to plan to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, I think a template would help a lot. I mean, the issue is, I think that there are two things, right? There are the things that have already been assigned to everybody, which we don't have a template for, and maybe we should. Maybe that's what I should do. Just because then everything should be in the same or a similar format.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
I can send you the spreadsheet. I sent the Excel spreadsheet. I just put it in the Word so he could have his own vision, mission and vision. statement.
Yeah, I think this is a great template for looking forward. And, you know, if I'm, if somebody asks me to do a task like, hey, we need you to put together X, Y, and Z. So I was like, okay, great, I can do that. Do you have a template? Is my first question, right? Because then I can see what is expected. So I think if you could send this to me, that'd be great, Bob. And then maybe what I need to do is put together like inventory templates that might help move people along a little bit. Plus then we
Well, with Tim, once I explained to him why you would use it in this format and it's going to reduce his workload, he really, by the end of the discussion, he really understood, what the importance of doing it this way would be, And again, he's got to lock into, I told him, and you're committing on dates and you're going to miss, I told him, you're going to miss some you're not going to make, and it's okay. You just have to have a plan of how you're going to recover. It's about the recovery plan. You're not going to get everything done.
Yeah.
The other thing you might think about, Rory, too, is everybody does these templates and they walk in virtually, whatever. I don't know what you're doing, but into the meeting, and they've turned that in. You could literally say to them, all right, I've got your template. Get on with your life. You just got an hour back. And everybody else, okay, we're going to talk about it. And now it's almost like, here's the benefit. Because you don't need, unless there's a red thing that, something in red that needs your attention, you could literally give people that hour back. We have stand-ups every day, and they, we're moving, we're on a, 1 week schedules now because we're getting close to launch, and our stand-up meetings are literally 10 minutes, and we'll run through dozens of these things, and it's just like, brrr,
yeah,
hey, bye.
I'm going to show you something, Rory, of how we run my whole company. I mean, if I can get it over here. Oh, sorry.
You might have to close this window and reopen.
It's just it's my mouse. My mouse is not good.
Oh.
So, we have the different groups, and this actually, the one I'm showing you is mine. So I have key performance measures, which is different because we're working off profit and goals and things like that. So it's a little bit different. I don't see the same thing for the town, but I have measurements that I get out of all my data, and then I have all my actions. And then all we do is really, if you're going to make, even on tasks that we know we're going to do over the course of the year, we'll put Q1 through Q4. And if you're making good progress, great. If you're not, you would put it in yellow and say, okay, what am I didn't finish mine yet, but what am I going to do to finish, to make sure if I'm going to make it in Q2, what do I need to do? And I have all my tasks lists, and every department does it the same way. So we use one sheet to do the whole company with just tabs. And then we all communicate from this sheet, everybody. So it's the same template, same feel, how you're going to get your year done, and what's the progress you're making. It's again, it's pretty self-explanatory, but that's how I think I've done it like this for the last 8 years, maybe even longer. So, that's another way to think about it. If you want a template, one spreadsheet that kind of does the same thing. Because I stole, even when I built for Tim, I just stole what I had. It's exactly what you need, and it keeps everybody on the same path and the same message. If you had this, I'm in Teams. I don't know if you guys use Teams. Ideally, it's sad because ideally you do it in Teams, and then everybody can update the same team sheet. So you're not managing a bunch of spreadsheets. Everybody works from the same team sheet.
What I would like to do is baby step everyone into this, where it's like one thing at a time. Because I already spoke to Rob about trying to find out if we could find any kind of freeware Slack team substitutes, and he found me one. but I would rather that everyone was comfortable with the process before we give them a new piece of technology to go with it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Overwhelm everybody.
Well, that's why you could just use, Teams is just the vehicle we update it to, right? It's just an Excel spreadsheet at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, what we're going to do, because I know we had talked about this as well, on the selectman's office shared drive so that it doesn't, get lost with me. There's a strategic planning folder that currently really is like an archive of all of the documents we've had for the plan so far. But there's going to be a folder in it of each year's plan. So I'm going to move everything that's in there currently to an archive folder, and then it's just going to be each year we'll have a folder, and that way we can I can keep it organized and everybody will know exactly where it is. For now, if we eventually move to something like Teams or Slack, even better. But
I'll send you a blank spreadsheet, Rory, so it's not Tim's. Let Tim bring his to you,
sure.
but I'll blank it out and I'll send you a copy. And then, you can modify it, mark it up, do whatever you want. But I think if you just get them to that point, and Tim was well on board. So like, if you can just get everybody to that point, I think that'd be a great first step, or at least to half your team to that point. And then if you're showing them in your staff meeting that their updates are a lot easier because they're following that format, that's how you massage it in. So other people who might be on the fringe of whether they want to do it or not, they go, oh, if all I got to do is that, and I can shorten up my updates, I'd do that all day.
Yeah, I think the template will be helpful. It's the difference between open-ended, I want you to do this thing, versus just filling out a form, basically. You know what I mean? So I think that will be
and it can change, like if they have to change the wording, because that's the other thing too. Maybe somebody's afraid of putting the wording down that they're locking into something, then change it.
Yep.
And it's okay. You just modify it, you tell why you changed it, and just keep that, but keep the form as the centralized, place. So you're always communicating the same message. Half the battle with this is, people's strategic plans change over the course of the year sometimes. And keeping track of that becomes almost virtually impossible. If you do it in a format that gives you more kind of template base, you don't lose track of all that. You don't lose track of the why you made a change, or it's traceable.
Yep.
Stefan, am I making sense? Is that?
I'm all aboard, man. My silence indicates complicity. I'm in.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. Cass, same?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's nothing, again, like I'll reiterate, there's nothing more than I'd love to see than everybody buzzing along with, these wonderful, well-crafted or organized plans, but I'm eager for them to take that first step.
Yeah.
Really.
I was encouraged when Tim reached out to me. I was really encouraged because he reached out. I didn't reach out to him. He kind of I got an email out of the blue and said, listen, I really want to do the strategic plan thing. Can you help me? Great. That's exactly what I want to hear.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Slow progress is still progress. I think we need to I think we know that by now, but we need to temper our expectations a little bit. This is not going to be a overnight success, but I think we'll get there.
Yeah. If we keep the same positive tone like where we are, I we'll get there, and maybe we'll be let down a couple of times, but I think you'll get there at the end of the day,
Absolutely.
No, absolutely. All right. So I'm sorry I dragged you down a rabbit hole, Rory.
No.
But the rest of the team?
I kind of touched on it, which is to say, people are talking about it now, but I'm still not getting documents, which are the deliverables.
Okay.
That were assigned to them. So that's all. I think the templates will be helpful. I'll give them an inventory template so they don't have an excuse And then I will talk to Anne Marie. And should I email you guys to plan her check-in?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
If we can have her at the next meeting, that'd be awesome. I'm not sure how feasible that is.
I think it should be feasible,
Okay,
but I'll talk to her.
all right. And we won't make it too scary. Just a little bit. Just to have fun with her.
Her budget, you know, like it's all downhill from there.
We're the fun commission anyway. So, all right, cool. Next up was EDC. Any news from on that front?
They asked, I think Mike Marcinek was supposed to reach out to Don. We never gave them feedback after the last one. As I recall, last month they had sent us something and we kind of talked about it, and it was a change from the original document that kind of was maybe even.
We marked it up though, didn't we? And I thought that was going back to them. Or no? Am I confused? I thought we marked it up and that the intention was that was going back to them, but I could be wrong. Because I know I marked it up. Yeah.
The other thing, I don't know if because they've had turnover, their chair, Karen, left the board. So I don't know who had the marked up copy and who sent it and to whom, but maybe.
That might be what happened because my wife said that to me. She said, "You guys have in common." I said, "We marked it up and sent it back." She said that to me the other day. And then I didn't say any more because I didn't know. I didn't want to get in trouble. So.
All right, I'll go back through our emails and I'll send it to the new chair.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see anything in my emails. That was why I was kind of stuck. So, hold on.
All right,
Yeah, we had one
follow up with them.
updated. We said we updated third draft on the 22nd. I have that. But I don't know. Hold on. Is that what they came back to us with? I can't tell. Yeah, okay. So that one had my modifications with the owner and completion that we modified. And I sent to this team February 22nd. And then
We talked
that's
about
the
it.
last thing it's the last thing I have, I think. And I think I think we wanted to go through it a little bit more to, that's the last email I had, to make sure that the content was there. So the format I sent back was kind of a standard strategic plan format, and I put it in that format, and I didn't change the deliverables that much because it's really not our job to change deliverables. It was just to make sure it was action based and all that, right? I think that's what the intention was, and then it died. So, but I do have this here, Rory. I don't know if you have it. If you need me
I
to
do.
send it.
I just found it in my email.
Okay. So I sent that to us and I said, make any recommendations. So I think that's where we are. That's why I thought we sent it to them. I sent it to us, our team.
Gotcha. Is it good to send as is, or do we need to discuss it further?
Well, I mean, we could call it up. Hold on. I'll share my screen here. So we'll have to, I do have to modify it again because we don't have Kara anymore. There's a new team there, right? I think we worked on the vision mission. We put some We left the SWOT analysis
Mhm.
the way it was, I think. And then we put the goals and deliverables like it was in the 1-year plan. So I think I just wanted your blessing into making sure that the deliverables were true deliverables. Right? So I tried to write it so that they were more
Yeah,
deliverable, you know. And I wanted this team's blessing. So you guys, I think if we could, I don't know if, unless you want to review it here, or do you want to?
no, I mean, I'm just reading it through. It seems, can you scroll down a little bit?
Yep.
This looks good to me. I mean, good for them to react to.
Yeah, they could cut it up and do whatever they want at this point. We just kind of gave it more format and more action.
Mhm. Yeah. I would say send it back to them. You know, so that we've been responsive, and then see what the
Rory,
reaction is.
would you send that to them, or should we send it?
I'm gonna send it to him right now, so I don't forget. And I'm just gonna say that, which is, guys, we didn't really touch the content. We just reformatted it and tried to.
Well, yeah, well, we changed to more action-based statements. That's all. That was
Right.
the main thing.
We didn't change the goal, we just changed the
Yeah.
wording.
We didn't add anything. We, you know, and I can't even agree if some of this stuff is the right things to do, right? But we,
Not us.
Rory, the only thing I would say is, though, it does still have Karen's name in here. I don't, you know, should we make a 4th draft that has the new team in there? I don't know.
I'd let them do that.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay.
That's them. All right, cool.
All right, I will send that along.
So hopefully that'll help them. I know, because my wife did chew me out a little bit, to be fair. She said, we didn't do anything. I said, bullshit, we didn't do anything.
Yeah, and you know what? If now, obviously this is not a shot at your wife, but if we have we done more, they would have complained that we had tried to dictate what they should be doing with their committee.
I'm treading lightly on this one. I didn't realize having 2 people in the same house dealing with this stuff. I didn't realize what it would bring.
Yeah.
All right, very cool. All right,
Okay,
well,
so
hopefully,
we got that. The good news is it's done. I mean, what we said we were gonna do, right? I'll
Yep.
challenge us in the future to probably do it a little faster. That was on us, but
right,
that's fine.
that's all right. Fire services,
Their desperation it must be really reaching a boiling point.
Yeah, I was waiting for them to be in touch with me, since I, was not getting answers. I'll reach out to them again. I know that there's been some turnover on the commission, so I will follow up.
all right,
Bob, I'm not sure if we need to see your Gmail anymore.
yeah.
That's okay. There's nothing in there that's any good anyway, so.
Everyone, the whole town watches this video.
Oh, there we go.
It'll be up in your business.
Yeah, I didn't know it was there.
Right, excellent. And you said Rob was on vacation, so we don't have
He was, but I
anything going on with Mr. Dwyer?
I spoke to him today. We're going to meet Friday. We're going to sit down.
Okay,
I reached out to him, I forget, last 2 Fridays ago, and he was on vacation all last week, so.
Okay, yeah, if there's anything that, he comes up with something that we should take a look at, or that we could take a look at, maybe not wait till the next meeting, especially because it's literally 2 days from now, that you're gonna be meeting with him.
Yeah.
So maybe it makes sense to, put a little urgent flag on it, and we can just take a look at it and keep him moving forward.
I don't think it's gonna be a problem with Rob. I think if, particularly Bob, once you send me the template and I just hand it to him, he was, you guys remember, or actually maybe just Kathy was the only one who was on at that point, but his plan, we gave him the template, he filled it in, and it was exactly what we expected, so I'm not worried. I'm just gonna talk to him about, what he wants to include.
But I would really love to be able to use him as a bellwether to, show people that it does work.
You want the Excel, Rory?
Yeah, that's probably easier.
That's fine, okay.
All right, and we talked a little bit about Public Works, so we can check that off the list. Anything else? Any new news? For open discussion?
Okay. The trying to think of turnover. So the police chief, Paul Sikowski, is retiring. So there will be turnover there. Like I said, we're filling Malia's seat, and the young man we're offering it to is excellent. So he'll be an asset to the town. I think that's it. There shouldn't be anything else for senior staff.
Okay. Yeah, and just to, okay, great. And to reiterate, we're gonna try to get to target the May meeting, this meeting for Anne Marie.
Correct. Yeah, she, unless there's another meeting that night that is a conflict, that she has to go to for some reason, I'm sure it won't be an issue.
All right. Cool. All right. Anything else for open discussion? Cool. I'm gonna throw it back to our public. They've been very well behaved tonight. All right, hearing nothing from the public, I will take a motion to adjourn and we will move on.
So moved.
So moved.
All
Rory,
right.
I'll
First Base,
send you the blank document in a second, so.
Okay, perfect.
all right, cool. Thanks, everybody.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah. Stay well.
Yeah, and if
And
everybody